Welcome to 3 a.m. What you're watching here is part of my morning routine, me getting ready for work. What you're missing, of course, is me listening to the alarm going off and waiting for another 15 minutes while I contemplate why I need to go to work, how I can get out of work, and eventually giving up and knowing I'm just going to go to work. It's a lot easier than making up excuses of not going to work. So I'll get showered and come on down, grab my shoes, grab my coat, grab the dogs, get them outside, bring them on in, feed them, pour myself a cup of coffee, pour some coffee into a thermos. And the last 2 months, it would be just sitting there waiting until I go brush my teeth and then head out the door in a nice warm car that I started 10 minutes earlier. Now that it's gotten warmer, and yes, 32 degrees on a consistent level, anywhere from 25 to 32 degrees on a consistent level is warmer than the teens that were a few months back. It's easier to ride. It's easier to convince yourself to get on that bike and ride when it's 32 degrees versus when it's in the teens or single digits. So taking any advantage of trying to keep me going to work that I can. So right now I am riding my bike at least 2 to 3 times a week, just starting. I got in twice this week. And I've noticed in those rides that I'm very out of shape. That the 2 months that I took off is kind of giving me a little bit of a belly, a bit of a weight gain, and I'm not as fast. Not that I'm trying to break land speed records to work. I just would like to ride a little bit more comfortably instead of ride always out of short of breath. So that kind of brings me to the topic that I wanted to discuss today and rant and rage on periodically through this blogs that I will be doing throughout the year. And the subject that I want to cover is healthcare is broken. So before I start railing on this healthcare system, I need to take responsibility for what I can control, and that is my weight, my food choices, and time management. So let's talk about my weight. Right now I'm sitting at around 192 pounds, give or take a few ounces and pounds. At any rate, 192 pounds with a body mass index of 29%. That puts me in the obese category. It's not the heaviest I've ever been. I was 215 pounds at one point. And at the lightest point when I was really trying, I was 188 pounds. Now, my size, my height, I should be about 175 pounds. I would like to get to at least 180 pounds, 185, between those two. And I think I would be happy with myself. I felt good at 188 pounds. But at this point and time, I am in the obese category. So how do I know I'm overweight? Well, one, my doctor reminds me. It's her job. That's what she's supposed to do. But unfortunately, it paralyzes me with guilt. And I'm not always able to change the fact that I'm overweight. And second is this website. Perhaps you've heard of it. It's called cdc.gov. You can type in some of the questions you have about your health and do that in the Google, and sometimes this cdc.gov comes up. It's a great website. Check it out. Now, one of the questions, of course, I asked is, what is the body mass index? So, adult body mass index, or BMI, is a person's weight that's measured in kilograms divided by the square of the person's height in meters. A high BMI can indicate high body fatness. Now, you're saying, but we don't. We do ounces and inches and feet. Well, that's okay. If you just understand that and didn't get the metric system in school, that's okay. They have a calculator there to help you determine what your body mass index is. So here's how it goes. Breaks down like this. For 18.5 or lower body mass index, you're underweight for your range. So you're making us all look bad. Go eat a pizza and put a little bit of weight on, and you wouldn't be so damn cold. Now, for those who are 18.5 or to 25, you fall in the healthy weight range. I'm not there. I'm in the 25 to 30 percentile body mass index, which is overweight range. So at least I'm overweight, but that's still not good. If you're in the body mass of 30 or higher, you fall into the obesity. And then they even break it down from there. In the 30 to 35 BMI, you're class 1 in the obesity. Class 2 is 35 to 40. And anything higher than 40 is class 3, which is sometimes categorized as severe. I've also heard morbid. So going back again, I'm 28 to 29, so I fall in the overweight category. So that's where I am. That's me. I am overweight. So what am I going to do about it? So the first thing I need to do is have better food choices. I need to stop eating processed food, the breads, the whole wheat type things. You know, I need to stop eating complex carbohydrates, the high fructose syrup. I need to stop eating the crap, the stuff that's predominantly found in aisle after aisle after aisle of your grocery stores, the things that you can throw into the oven and heat it up, and then voila, there it is, instant meal. I need to spend time picking out better food, better recipes, things that are more healthier. I need to spend time in the produce aisle. Somebody suggested that. Somebody has said that before. Your best food is in your produce aisle. Everything else is garbage. Which, again, I like some of that garbage, but yes, it's most likely true. Without being a dietitian, it's most likely true. So I didn't always have that kind of problem, at least recently. My wife did this thing, and it was really sweet of her, and it was a big risk for her too. For our anniversary, she gave me a subscription to HelloFresh, and this is one of those gifts that we call the we gifts. I do the work, and it really wasn't that hard of work. And she gets to reap the benefit as long as I didn't screw it up. A great tasty meal. And it was awesome. I'm not a very good cook. I don't do very well with cooking. I poison. That's my thing. I poison people. But with this HelloFresh, it was really great because it came in a big, huge box. The meals were divided out with all the ingredients in each of the bags. All you had to do is go like, I want this tonight. You pull it out. You pull all the ingredients out. You sit there with your recipe card. You read it out. There it is. As long as you're following the instructions, you're going to come out with a great meal. And it tells you how long it takes you to do it. So... and the great thing about it is none of the ingredients are anything that you cannot find in your grocery store. So if you want to do that meal again, you can find that all the ingredients in the grocery store, no problem.
You can see that. Those are all crows.
Now, this is an endorsement for HelloFresh. I'm not getting sponsored by them. I just thought For me, it was a great experience. I learned to cook a little bit better, and I can always go back and make the meals that she really enjoyed. Luckily, I was able to follow everything and didn't poison her. So again, it was some awesome meals. But reiterating, it's about your food choices. It's about eating the right foods and not the wrong stuff. So time management is the next thing I need to work on. I need to spend time figuring out what we're going to have for the week, 3 days minimum. Get the ingredients, get everything either ready if I have to, or just have it ready to go so that the day I want to make it, I can whip it together and I have no excuses and no reason to go and buy a pizza, right? That's what I'm trying to avoid. I'm trying to avoid the easy meals. I want the meals. I need to make the meals. I need to spend the time for the good meals, the stuff that's good for you. If I put a little effort in that, it'll make me a little bit healthier and I'll live a little bit longer, and I will the money that I spent in and the time that I spent preparing the meal is going to save me money spent in health care, right? Good food in, better health in the long run. So let's recap my madness. First and foremost, I need to do something about my weight. I would like to get down to 175 to 180 pounds. I want to make sure those pounds are healthy enough for me, that I feel good with those. Keep my body mass index down closer to the 25 mark rather than the 30 mark. Okay. Second thing I need to do is to make better food choices. We all need to make better food choices. We all need to spend more time in the produce aisle instead of the aisle with the quick and easy oven-baked chicken nuggets, although those are very, very tasty chicken nuggets. But we need to make better food choices. We need to be, like I said, in the produce aisle. And third and foremost, I need to spend time doing this. I need to set time aside sometime during the week or the weekend, decide what we're going to have for a minimum of 3 days, get the ingredients, put the things together, and then on the days that I want to make them, I make them. So that I have no cop-out to go to the store and get those tasty, tasty chicken oven-baked nugget type things, right? I need to stick to this better choice diet. And finally, don't think that every time that you see a posting that I do that it's going to be some weigh-in. It's not. I'm not going to weigh in every time. I may give some updates here and there, a quick update. Hey, I'm halfway through there. Or, hey, I've fallen off the wagon and I'm now 500 pounds. Or, hey, I've had this recipe and it tastes really good and I want you to try it. You know, that type of thing will probably pop up from now and then. But when I started this particular entry, I did levy a heavy accusation, and I truly believe that our healthcare system is flat broke. It doesn't work for everyone. And before I can get any credibility to anybody, I felt that I first needed to take the responsibility of the healthcare that I have inflicted on myself, or the lack of healthcare. Basically, I'm not very healthy, and it's my fault. But there's a lot of other things that are going on in the healthcare system that that is not helping anybody, especially the poor. Again, this is not going to be one of those types of blogs. It's going to be a blog about things that I'm interested in. I'm going to be interested in, Bicycle to Work is coming up in May. Maybe it's time for you to dig out that bike and start thinking about riding to work. You hate going to the gym. You don't have time to go to the gym. Why not take some of that time on your commute and exercise? So I'll talk a little bit about that. I'll talk about driving in traffic. Bicycles are traffic. And maybe I'll talk about the beers that I like. Granted, it's not healthy food choices, but they are really wonderful beers. I'm not being sponsored by them, but they're wonderful beers, and I'd like to throw them out there. Maybe I'll talk about the photography that I'm doing while riding the bike. That's another thing. So whatever comes to mind, that's what I'm going to talk about. And then occasionally rant and rave about our healthcare system and how flat broken it is. So thanks for sticking around, listening to long-winded shaggy dog stories. If you have any questions about cycling or anything of that nature, feel free to ask. I will do my best to answer it or find the answer for you. Until then, I hope you guys have a great rest of your week or month or whenever we get to talk again. Thanks again for tuning in.